Got it. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Did he get it?
You got it.
Way to go, son.
All right. Okay. Just so everyone knows, we are doing live stream to YouTube tonight. Indiana passed a law that starting July 1 that we were supposed to do that. So anything in tonight's meeting is being live streamed. So you guys have 2 packets there. Since we didn't meet in June, you got information that would have came to a June meeting, and you got information that would have come to July's. I didn't know if we had 2 bids for the roofing, and I'd let them know we would do that first in the agenda. Joe, I knew was going to be out of town, and Fletcher, I didn't know if he would run up or not.
I talked to Fletcher a minute today when he was in town, and he didn't know if he'd be here.
Okay. So just so you guys know, I had these 2. John, I kind of talked to Doug about this a little bit this week, and Barb. But basically, we have 13 properties. When insurance did the total on that, they were missing a couple. It's been a whole back and forth thing. And basically, I was able to know that they were going to include some and not include, like, we didn't have the little portable barn on yet. I was working through them a lot last week. Joe had already been up here and measured everything. And so I told him, just match my bid sheet. One thing I kept asking from the insurance was they gave us a print off, and this is in your packet too, John, what Doug's looking at there.
Yeah, let's hear it.
They basically gave me 1 through 11 with these ID numbers and letters that I hadn't gotten until Monday morning, how they identified which shelters and stuff or what. I needed a map diagram. So some of that made sense, but some of it I wasn't sure, because I knew, you can see like what the insurance paid on Barbecue Shelter House was a lot like less than our small shelter houses. So I wasn't sure what they were calling that. I wasn't sure what Bluff Shelter was. I assumed it was the one at the bottom of the hill. That's like the 3 in the park. So I told Joe just to bid those as that way. And I let Doug know that he thought that was okay too, because Joe had already sent him in. So I met with Fletcher and I gave him a diagram, because basically what I found out after the holiday weekend, some of what insurance called things, we would not call things. So the Barbecue Shelter House,
We're dealing with that up in Minnesota.
what they called Barbecue Shelter House is our portable storage barn.
Yeah.
And what they called Bluff Shelter is the barbecue pit shelter. So it was pretty confusing. So I drafted this, what you guys have in this packet. So when you open these, I've made this last sheet that I can write down. We'll just say whoever you open first will write their name here. And I'm going to fill in these totals. I don't know if their bids are close. If they're not close, these numbers may not matter to us too much. But if they are close, we probably need to line item what they bid on these per item. So you're seeing on this, John, this last page, the insurance, that's the first line is the actual cash value. And these are that 1 through 13 on your first page, if you wanted to look through that to see what they're calling what. So actual cash value is 143,949.63. That's the total for all 13 buildings. That is including that's the community building, that's our shelter house out here at the park, that's our maintenance garage, our restrooms, that mini storage barn, the barbecue pit shelter, the cook shack, the big pavilion, shelter houses 1, 2, and 3, the small ones that are all the same in the park. That includes the white garage over here, and down the Bluff Road, that shelter house.
Oh, you got that in there?
Not
Yeah.
the fishing shelter house that
No.
needs torn down.
No.
The one that's
Oh,
like the
sure.
ones in the park, you know, that sits up by that trail, that Wabash Quarter. It's got a nice metal picnic table and it's under roof, like a 10 by 20. So that all 13 of those are on here. The one at the bottom of the hill to the right, we can't prove that that's our property, so insurance doesn't even have that on our
What do you mean we can't?
policy, because they didn't say like we own that piece of land right there.
We own all that.
That's that last one that we didn't acquire from those one guys.
Well, that's the first piece of property we bought down there, was that
Where that is?
Where that is.
Okay, well, if that's not right, we need to add it, and then we can look at that later. I don't know if they would cover something on that, but that's not, when they came out and looked at it and looked at our stuff, they didn't think that was it.
That when we bought that bought all the property from where that road goes north
Mhm.
and turns.
Okay.
It bought all of that.
So with this bid process, anything that would have, like state law says, under 50,000 estimates, you can solicit 3 bids like we did with community crossings. 50 to 200,000 says we have to advertise twice and run. If we decide that we can work with insurance in the next month or so, that they would add that property to us and they will cover it, whatever contractor we hire, we should be able to add that in because it's such a low amount that it's not going to be a bid thing. So we can look at that. But at first they had 11. As of Monday morning, I was able to get us all 13 on here. And then that recoverable cash value. So once the work's done, as long as we can submit proof that we had all the buildings done, then that there was the difference that you guys seen on the next page is 160 something.
168, 942.
Yeah.
And so they would send us the difference. The guy
They will
that's
send us the difference?
of 168, 942 and 143,
Great.
if we do the work on all of these.
We do all the work, take pictures, and then there's a form that the contractor has to submit
Yeah,
to, so we can get
We're
our
gonna
money.
get more money than what they're,
yeah, this is just that if we, no matter what, we're due this 143.9, that's what they owe us, whether we do anything or not. If we do the buildings, then they have to do us the recoverable amount, which
And
they
that-
look at the year ages and stuff like
They-
that, and that's that $25,000 difference.
That's recoverable depreciation, is what they call that. And
we
so-
don't have to pay that, they'll
No,
pay that.
no.
No,
they'll
and
pay.
just so you know, it came to question because how counties and everything came up. This was $125, $2,500 deductible because of the date of the incident, that the storm happened on one date. So we don't, like other places had per property deductibles. We don't have that. All 13 of ours are covered with one deductible because it happened on the same date, which is only $2,500. So that money will come out of either one of those.
Yeah.
So that's good.
They
too.
they will take that 2,500 out of this 140,
this.
out of 143. And then,
If it costs, whatever.
but then once it's all done, they take pictures and the contractor sends in all his paperwork, then we'll get another check in the mail for the difference between that 143.9 and 168.9.
Yeah, and just so you know, when I was talking to the adjuster again on Monday, there's like 4 different ones I've been working with. He wanted to know what the contractors were gonna be, what's selected as, which I told him we hadn't yet. He wanted to pay us in different increments once we knew what they were gonna be and know what they were, how much they were charging us. And I said, no, we'll open our bids, but you already said we're due the actual cash value. So if this is what you agree on, if we need to come back, if our bids are higher than this and we need to negotiate something, then we'll look at that then. But we want one check for 143, and then when we're done, the difference for that. And so he said, okay. So that was all good.
If the bids do come in higher than that, then the contractor could go back to the insurance company and get
Yeah.
a supplement.
Yeah, so this is gonna take a minute to go through because
Take some time.
I need to write these in because how this is identified as
Yes.
stuff for insurance, like you can see on this number 12, what they called bluff shelter. We told the contractors that was the shelter below the bluff. It's not, it's the barbecue pit.
Yeah.
So as we look at these individually, if you want to do that, if the numbers are off and their total bids quite a bit and we just select one, then we don't really need to fill all this in now. We could, but the way the contractors bid is not the same as what insurance called stuff. So you can't really look at their 1 through 13s. And like at the time that they were submitting their bid forms, we knew we had 12 of them covered. They agreed that they were going to pick up the white garage that wasn't on there, but they hadn't worked in that bluff shelter below. And then like Joe said, what about your portable storage barn? It's not on here. So I told both contractors, here's what I want you to match off my bid form. And then make sure you've got all 13 of these in here in case the insurance covers it, because Joe was going out of town this week, so he couldn't change his. So that we didn't have to kick these out, rebid, wait 3 weeks. I met with both of them on site, gave them maps, gave them all the details so that it's fair for the 2 that did put in bids. So you can have this one first.
Honestly, we don't want anybody to get in there.
I will tell you too, I know when Joe came out, he actually got on everything and measured and looked at everything specific. I know Fletcher hopped on a couple And I told him that they were all deemed complete replacement. I think some of his were satellite imagery and measurements. I don't think he checked out each one. So that could give some variation when they come to do it if it's more money because they didn't account for something. So,
But if it's more money,
well,
we have that recovery.
yeah, but really, like Joe said, unless something big comes up, he's already inspected everything, so his bid shouldn't really adjust anything. Fletcher didn't go on each roof and
Right.
actually check each. He did a couple, but he didn't do all of them. So
Okay.
So you've got Doug. Who did you open then? So you've
This-
got
I
J&J. That's
I got
Joe's.
Which I know Joe too. He,
So I'm gonna list contractor one
as Joe.
as, yeah, J&J Builders and Joe Stahl. Can you tell me his total bid?
Doesn't have total bid.
You didn't have to. And he's only got-
Did he put that on that sheet? Because he did add that in, and I know too, he added
I know
the
he's got it,
13.
that was someplace. He's got 13 buildings,
Yeah,
but I did not put it in on the bid form. which
Is that what these roofs are, is 13?
yeah, there's 13,
So it's 13.
not counting what you just brought up about that one at the bottom of the
Okay.
bid.
Here's this one, there's our, okay, he has done,
Each one.
he's done each one separately, which that's what he should have done.
So do you want me to total this number then?
Well, you could, because you got 2,000.
Well, we should know if they're at least even close here, so.
He's got 2,000 on,
I'll write these in a minute. I'm just gonna add them up so we can have total bids.
1997, which is here. Shelter house. This shelf house, he's got it at $2,000.
Okay,
And he has sent a certificate of insurance.
here's the second one. This is the, this is.
The town hall building, he's got 21A.
Can you tell me what the last one is, in that packet?
Right. Very last one.
That should be the metal building that's not on his form.
Yeah. He's got pictures where it's at.
Yeah.
He got
What's
that
the
there,
total for that one?
2,000. This is number 4.
So contractor one's total bid was $80,600.
Mhm.
That's half.
No shit. I mean, no kidding.
And that's our money no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, I think. But who knows, Fletcher's might be close too. Do you want to just put this in and we can look at them individual after we
Yeah.
see what Fletcher's total is? I mean, if he's way higher, I don't know that we need to sit and break all this down tonight.
We don't need to.
So that all Joe's back in there. Will you put this, that was
Yeah,
his?
Let's go with Joe's. Let's go with Joe's. Here.
And just hang on to it in case we need to go
Yeah.
back line item. Trying to save everybody's some time. So this is Fletcher. What's that business name, Doug?
Our store, it's R
R.
equal STOR.
Sword. Okay,
We're knocking back the bus shelter.
did he give a total?
Hey, what was that total for JJ?
80,000.
80,600.
He's got them right there.
Okay. Eco beam measurements have not come back. Can get that to you. Man, he doesn't even have all of them in here. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he doesn't have them all in there.
I can go ahead and just add up what he has here
What
to
he's
see if it's
got.
close, but,
Yeah.
because they both were asked that they had to have bids for all of this. So it was this and insurance was the main things that had to be in those packets was for both. So let me just add them real quick and
Town
see.
hall has got 50,000. This is town hall.
I mean, I hate to say that, it's not complete.
We can't do it.
No, but I at least want to figure out what number is on here. Yeah, I mean, just so you guys know too, these guys were both up here about 3 or 4 weeks ago, like on the same day.
Yeah.
So they've had plenty of time to kind of
Right.
check in and look at everything. So I don't even have all of his, and it came at 164,865.
I think, you know Joe, and I know Joe.
Okay.
Joe,
Make a motion. Are we ready?
yeah,
I make a motion with our J&J Builders.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Just so you know, on those, I'm pretty sure, forget what Fletcher told me his was gonna be. Joe's, I think, was like, when we signed the contract, it's 10% up front to get him booked.
Yeah,
And then like 70% when he comes to work to get the material ordered, and after completion, then it's the remaining 20% or whatever it is. Yeah. So
now, is the insurance company, was they gonna go ahead and send you that check?
I asked him to,
Okay,
and they know we had a meeting tonight, so I'll have to follow back up.
once we get that check, I think we can move forward with Joe. And Joe got put my bond up a couple years ago.
And is JJ the guy that also did yours?
That's who did our addition, and he's actually doing our roof too. And we did have 3 bids even at our house, and he was the lowest quite a bit of those 3 too,
Okay.
so. Can I have those packets back so I can keep all this together? So we've got to look at stuff for 2 months. I went ahead and put Gill Township on next so that these guys could do it, whatever they brought to discuss, John brought to discuss. And then we'll do all the rest of this stuff, if that's okay with you
Yeah,
guys.
we can do that so they can, I know they're tired after today.
Man, you guys.
It was.
It was hot today, I know that.
Are you ready for me then?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, basically, I was told last time I was here, back when we signed the contract for the last time, to be here in June for the line item. So we didn't have a meeting in June, so I'm here today. And
Probably a good day to be here.
it's cool in here.
Yeah, feels good.
So I just want to see where we stand about getting on your line item for 5,000 each year. I know, we don't buy our trucks, the township buys our trucks, and we get like $24,000 a year to run. That's a lot of fuel, it's pay our utilities and all that, and our gear. Our insurance is 13,000. So out of 24,000, we got a tight budget. And we're not trying to break you guys by no means, but $5,000 will go long. We offered clothing allowance last year, and a lot of them just said, take it back. We don't want it, they just donate it right back to the department. So we really didn't even pay we're supposed to give $200 when we're supposed to give a minimum of $100 for gas a year and $100 for clothing. And we didn't even have the money to do that because everybody donated it back. So, I mean, $5,000 would go a long ways for us. And you've seen the beating we take for the day.
I'll make a motion.
Well, before you, we just got the stuff opened. June 30 was the closing date to where we start looking for the budget for 2026. My first meeting with the DLGF rep is like July 28th, I think. We'll have a hearing. I was gonna try to ask you guys in a little bit to vote for the first hearing in August. So we've really got to crunch all our numbers and find that out first. When we did a couple years ago with the fire department, we did about 10,000 that year, a little over with the allowance and what we could do. but that was using the rest of our COVID money that we could use for that. So our budget is tight also. I've got to play with some numbers. There's different stuff since we haven't had a superintendent, since we've had a contract mowing this year, that's cost us quite a bit more. But definitely where we can squeeze out and help you guys, knowing that you're asking 5, trying to figure out what we can do to get somewhere in that ballpark if we can. We know you guys help us a lot and want to do that. So one other thing, like, I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, like, as the town, but to help you put on a couple like fundraisers in the year, like having breakfast. I'm sure there's a bunch of us that could pitch in and help and do. I know we would be glad to volunteer to help raise money with you guys.
We've kicked it around to have pancake breakfast during the chocolate and different things like that, but it seems like our guys it's the same guy showing up all the time. We really need to go through a roster but I'm telling you, you ain't got nobody to replace it. So we don't want to throw anybody else.
The Paw Paw Festival drew a good crowd. Maybe that day if you guys did something.
And and I don't know if any of your guys belong to service clubs in the county or not, but the Salt County Men of Faith, when Carlisle had their pancake breakfast, we give $300 to help buy the batter and the sausage and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I told Jamie Mason. I said, you guys need to get involved with service clubs where you can get all your money donated for your supplies, so you won't be out a penny, and everything you take in will be profit.
Right.
And I said, that's the thing you need to do. Of course, he told me the last time they done something, lost $700. I said, I bet you did. I said, I wouldn't dispute that at all. But I said,
Even a bean dinner would go a long way, maybe.
yeah.
We'd be glad to help do anything like that, and I'd be glad to help reach out to the community from the town to try to get you guys volunteers and donations.
Do you know Isaac Busby? He puts on the Paw Paw Festival. And I'm sure that he would entertain the thoughts of you guys doing a pancake and sausage breakfast. And
We probably let you use the townhouse or the cook shack. I know we're gonna be cooking, Merom Pruden's gonna cook some
Yeah.
stuff in there. You guys should come in, do something like that in the morning, and then we can do something in the afternoon.
and
September 6th and 7th is the date for the Paw Paw Festival this year.
I'm sure
Yeah. In here.
And now, John, I'll tell you what, Merom Pruden, we're gonna be up there.
6th and 7th, you said, right?
September 6th and 7th is the Paw Paw Festival.
now
We can help.
I don't know if Merom Improvement would donate $300 or $400 to help buy supplies, so you guys wouldn't be out so much for the pancake mix, the syrup, and the sausage, and the orange juice and all that. We'd have to kick that around. But-
We should be having a meeting in the next 2 or 3 days on the next.
Throw that up there and see if we
Print
want
that,
to do that. We can help them. But we still want to I would still like to get them at $5,000 if we can.
Well, we'll have to put it in the budget.
Our first budget meeting, our meeting is August. I think it might be 10th also. And I was going to ask them to schedule the budget hearing at 5:30 before we do the meeting at 6.
You
So
guys are paid up till first of the year anyway, because I accepted that $1,000 that you gave us last year and really appreciated it. But, we're just here to make sure
Yeah.
you guys can maybe put us on a line item somewhere and go from there.
yeah, we've got to have our budget set by September. So that's when we know. So normally the first one, if we've got to tweak anything, then at our September meeting, we'll get it
And that
finalized.
letter that I sent you, it stated
Yeah.
January.
Yeah.
I know just anything will help us, and like I said, we can kick it around, just have dinners for school, and we can't get participation on our end. I mean, I'm willing. I know I can always grab him.
I gotta
You need to
get
put a
some
boot
more
in.
help.
You need to put a boot in your fire extinguisher in.
What's the bill at?
I know. Where's Bill?
So that's all I got.
Okay.
I want to make sure we got a.
But, yeah,
That'll be good.
you don't have a problem with that.
Appreciate you.
I could be asking for a new truck. 'Cause I mean,
Okay, well, John, all right, I'm gonna throw this out. What are they saying about this, this fire, this territory,
That's
all
up
that.
there,
I thought-
that's our advisory board, and if
Mhm.
this goes into effect, you just scratch it out. I don't care if you give them a dime. But I guarantee you, your taxes will go up.
well, I mean, you're wanting to put like a fire tax on everybody, right?
Yep, and then,
Safety
Like
tax.
a safety tax, which
well,
is,
this is a whole different
This is a
ballgame.
different thing.
Whole
So
different
they're talking about dissolving it and making a territory?
thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
and if Linda's against it, trustee, and I think, I don't know who's all on the advisory board for the fire department. Outside, we got our own little committee, and they've got the advisory board, I don't know who's all on.
on the townships. We've got our own little township group and everybody's got their own township group, right?
So that advisory board for Gill Township is gonna have a meeting, I don't know what it is, it's one of these little secret things. And she said she's going to that for us.
You guys want this territory? You want this territory
Oh,
stuff?
good, that-
You wanna keep it like Gill Township?
Yeah, I'm too old to go to any city fire fight.
So if this was a territory, if we're in Carlisle territory, we
If
would go,
it turns into a territory, you're gonna have city mayor finger deep in it.
you're gonna have what?
The city mayor finger deep in it. Maybe even boot deep. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a bad deal. I'd rather see Carlisle hat, and if there was territory, I'd rather see it go this way, through the bottom side, rather than I would.
So they would have to figure out what territories are what and all that
Well,
kind
they
of
just
stuff.
said, they're wanting to dissolve the township,
Townships.
and they'll get from it, I guarantee you they'll get,
Yeah, they'll get drunk.
they'll get from it just like that. 'Cause I
Want to
think,
join the territory?
Well, yeah,
yeah, that trustee up there is ready to get rid of that fire department just as fast as he can.
that's right.
Reggie didn't think they wanted to join that territory. What he told me.
I think that trustee up there will get.
Well,
rid of it just
I would like to know about how that's gonna go, and I'd like to get those meetings, because that's, that's a pretty important thing, I think.
Mhm. But, we've got fairly new equipment, and they're just wanting to dissolve it. And I don't know how long it's been since Hamilton Township bought a fire truck. They usually buy a truck and provide so much gear. And the city buys a fire truck, and that ambulance they got up there is 15 years old. If they ain't been able to buy an ambulance in the last 15 years, there's something wrong with
Right.
the tax base in that town.
Right.
I think a couple of mayors got a good raise.
No comment.
Okay, all right, well, we'll see what we can do money wise, and
I know.
You guys do what you can do.
We'll do the best we can do for you.
20,000 would be better,
Yeah.
but I won't hold the rest.
okay,
If you're done with me, I won't go home taking that.
go ahead and do it.
Go ahead.
Appreciate you being here all day.
Thank you very much for what you did today.
Whose boy is this right here?
That's my baby.
That's Michael's?
Uh,
Who's the dad?
me,
Man.
that's my baby.
It is?
I started over.
What?
Connie was 21, and then it all came apart.
John, you're worse than I am.
Done. And
Well, you got big brothers, keep them in line.
Yep.
And big sisters.
All right, thank you, guys.
Okay.
Okay, so if we can hop back over, let's work through, it's gonna be easier just to work through June's material and work through July's, so we can keep track of this.
Right.
I didn't write it in the agenda that detailed, but I've got you a packet with the June stuff, and I've got you a packet with the July stuff. I think if we can June's is pretty quick. We
With
can
the
go through.
treasurer's report.
So, yeah, so right here, that's got your board minutes from the May 8th meeting.
Do I have a motion to
Yeah. May 8th,
make a motion,
yeah. I make a motion to
Minutes.
accept those
minutes,
minutes.
second it?
And then you guys have the financial reports, everything's balanced and in there. You've got bank statements for First Financial, for the general and camping, you've got First Farmers Bank Cemetery, Trust Indiana General and Cemetery. You've got the cash and deposit recs for all those outstanding and cleared checks. There's a fund report. There's the copy of all the APVs for the month. And then there's you guys' signature block page at the end.
Sign that.
Here's mine.
You've got-
That's for June.
This is for Jim.
Yeah. This is actually like all the May, it's all of our May dealings that we would have looked at in June.
Jim.
And then in a minute, we'll look at all of June's for tonight's
Okay.
meeting.
That's that. Okay.
The next thing I have in here. The State Board of Accounts, so they sent us like these, it's called a CAP, like the reviews after the audit last year. And we had like this preliminary time to respond. Like some of it was like our internal controls and how are we going to fix this? But there was like 5 things that they dung us on. And then they wanted a response. Well, then after those final filings, we have 90 days to adjust some of that and fill that out. So like some of those forms I brought you guys to sign and things, and we passed some resolutions saying we're going to do this better. I did all that. So just so you know, with the audit from 24, everything that State Board of Accounts had asked us to submit is to them and approved. Just so you know, because I'm supposed to tell you, I did another hour of continuing ed in May with the DLGF on assessments. What you were asking me earlier, John, so Burrell's property. Basically, what happened with that, why they got it all switched last year, like we said we took care of, and over from Merom Improvement to the town of Merom. But
What
it's
are you talking about on this?
the Burrell Cox, the white garage, yeah.
Right.
So basically, when that happened, they transferred from Merom Improvement to town of Merom, but it's still left on there in living trust of Burrell Cox. So there was no tax associated with the land, but there was on the garage part. So that was that $77. And so you guys said I could do whatever I needed to do with that. What I ended up finding out, I talked to his widow and got some different things, death certificate. I got a whole packet of stuff that I sent to Modicet, and they drafted me an affidavit, and they had communicated things with the auditor's office and stuff too. So I was able to get Burrell removed from that. So it is just an us. I have taken all that in and recorded and paid for and done all that. That $77, we paid it because if we wouldn't have, it would have been late on our end. The only way to reimburse that would be to ask his widow to do that. So I didn't feel like you guys would come back and ask that. Right now, everything's paid for. Next year, it'll be a clean property bill. There's nothing. Modicets did charge us $450 to do all that. He did the affidavit, but they had like 5 or 6 documents and death certificates and printing all that up. And he had to call, Strom did it for us this time. They had to work with the courthouse on stuff.
Yeah,
So
that takes forever.
it took several hours, I know, for them to do it. But everything's been corrected. It's balanced out. I went back to the courthouse after the affidavit was done. I filed what I had to in the auditor's office. I filed what I had to in the recorder's office. So all that, paid the treasurer. That's all done and taken care of.
Good, because that's been a mess for a little while.
Part of that, so one of the things that was a hiccup, like side note with the insurance, they didn't have that property on there, which part of that, when we were looking at the properties they were supposed to cover, that's when we found out Merom Improvement owned it. So I thought they'd been updated, that was there. They said they didn't have it. They said they would cover it. That still was like an undecided thing, because basically they said that was not on our policy for this past year. So we may have a little bit more to pay on our insurance premium because it wasn't there, but fairly so. And they did cover it out in insurance. This application was one that had came in during this time frame of this May stuff. No, we can't talk about these at meetings, but I have another one to bring up to you guys later. So we may want to call an executive session, discuss this, but without like speaking about it openly. I just wanted to pass this so you guys could see that this application was turned in. For the superintendent.
We need to call an executive session and discuss this.
This is an application
Yeah,
for somebody mowing,
For
town employee,
town employee,
Superintendent.
superintendent.
He would take care of the mowing and everything.
And I brought those
Oh,
ones to
this
you.
is JR. That lives in that house where that man killed himself. That's that guy. I told him to put in an application, and he did. Well,
I've got another application, and then there was those other couple that you guys had at the last meeting. So any of that we can't really discuss
yeah, we
tonight.
Can't talk anything about
But
and you
if
got one more?
that's just came in yesterday, I think it was. So if you guys wanted to call an executive
Yeah.
session to discuss superintendent stuff, we could do that.
When are you leaving?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I'm not gonna be back till like 1st of August. But go ahead, I mean, but here, I will say this. I like what Horton's doing. You know, we don't have to worry about any kind of insurance, workman's comp, any of that stuff if we have a company come in and mow.
The only thing that
Yes,
stinks
we can
about that is
afford
it gonna drain our cemetery
I know. We
money.
can afford
Yeah.
It's kind of compatible actually with what he's charged us for, like, if we use the
Right.
money out of superintendent for
Yeah.
the town part, it's the cemetery that costs more that we're not really, it'll
Killing
make us backwards, yeah.
The cemetery's killing us.
I know, it was
But
asked.
it always has.
God dang, I can't
But-
stand that cemetery.
Well, I
People just
said-
dying to get there, dying to get there.
Well, I said, let's
I'm
sell it.
gonna check with Barb then to see
Yeah.
when you guys can have an executive session.
Bob was
since-
back Sunday night.
Yeah, we're gonna be gone the weekend too, so we'll
Yeah.
wait and maybe try to see about doing something next week
Yeah.
for these guys.
We can get this, maybe get this handled.
So that's everything that I had that I would have brought to you. Some of this I just went ahead and rolled a few things to July. That's everything I would have brought to you to the June meeting.
Okay. So now we're on July.
Yeah,
As long as you are.
so you guys have your agenda. I did go ahead, and I made this document because like on Gateway, I have to put the meeting minutes on there. It looks like I'm missing something. So if you guys would just sign that stating we had no meeting in June, that way I have something. You can move that sticky note off there.
So,
We had no meeting, so you have no minutes. After that, you guys have all the financials again, same thing. You've got bank statements for all of our banks, all 5. You have the cash deposit and recs. You have clear checks, outstanding checks, the APV vouchers. You have the fund report and our signature page. Once again, everything's in there and we're balanced.
Right.
okay.
I'm gonna pass the sheet down. This is for the month of
Okay.
June.
I make a motion to accept the
Financial report,
financial report, yeah.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright. What else you got?
The next thing I have is, so also with insurance, when we had that damage, you guys had talked before about, prior to the damage, actually, the lights at the bluff were gonna be being repaired. So the day that the insurance inspector was out, I knew that the lights were coming down and went up there, and sure enough, like 7 out of 10 were all popped open, and McNeil had them going in the bed of his truck. So I had that inspector go take pictures of all that. I did get the bill, and that would have came to last month's meeting, so I've just kind of hang on to it for you guys. Because at first I didn't know if they were going to cover this or not. I've been waiting a couple weeks on insurance. But Doug had talked about at the May meeting that the bill was going to be like $1,900 and MIA was going to pay half and we were going to pay half. Well, then the bill came back $2,636.61. So I wanted to make sure you guys approved before I sent the check, but in the meantime, working with the insurance adjuster, I'd let him know that his guy got pictures of all that and our damage, and he said, send me a picture of your invoice, and he said, I'll cut you a check. So I just got that the other day. It's been deposited. So MIA don't have to pay anything. The town's not anything. I got the
That's
check
great.
for 26, 36,
You did good on
61.
that. You did really good.
I just wanted to make sure on the lights, because it's money that came in that we weren't talking about and you guys voted one way, to vote to pay this out of the general fund with the insurance check that came, so I can correct what you guys voted on.
Gonna make a motion
I'll
on
make
that,
a-
John?
I'll make a motion, we use our general fund to pay for the lights until we get the check from the.
We got it.
We've already
I've got it, so I'll send him that check.
Okay, so send in the check. Pay for it.
All right, I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
I did, on one last thing with the insurance, I guess I'll ask him about that other building that we talked about now, but I had asked him a couple times, and I'm gonna stick on him until they have somebody come out. I asked them to inspect our playground equipment and make sure there was no damage, because I know we had quite a bit of just personal property things around the yard and some toys and playground type things. So in case any of our structures with our playgrounds were damaged, I wanted them to inspect that and see what they saw. So they haven't done it yet, but that's one thing I've been on them asking, to make sure we have our playgrounds checked.
Yeah,
I don't know if any of you guys want to do that, so if you see something, I can make sure to point it out, but I'm gonna they said they would send their guy down here, so. Kennedy Goforth reached out to me this week, and they're wanting to do a weed wrangle on the bluff on August 16th. So basically, there's a lot of the conservation club, there's invasive species all over our bluff. So what they hope to do on the 16th was come out with a team of volunteers. They'll just have some hand pruners and small saws, any like small limbs that have invasive stuff that's down there or bugs they identified. They chop some of that down and spray. Nothing big, and just hand tools basically. And they would start at the bottom of the bluff and work their way up, just removing invasive species on the bluff. So I was going to write them for the pavilion in case they needed it. She said they shouldn't have a lot, but so they have space. I was going to put them on the calendar, but I wanted to get you guys
that's July 16th.
August 16th.
Bob, are we doing that August 16th?
I was thinking the 19th, but do you remember that?
16th. 16th on a Saturday.
Is that on Saturday?
Oh, that's your Merom. That's the
That's
Chautauqua
when they're
stuff,
having
isn't
that
it?
little Chautauqua thing and all that.
Well, I can just let her know that you guys are using the main pavilion, but they could still come out and do that
They
stuff
can do
if
that
they
in the
need
morning,
it.
I mean,
Yeah,
morning and
that wouldn't-
afternoon. that'd
9
be
to
fine.
11 is what
Yeah,
she
that
said.
wouldn't affect anything.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Yeah,
That'd be
that'll work.
perfect, yeah.
Okay. So she made a flyer and stuff for it. Was hanging on to you guys approved. So I'll let her know that you guys are okay with them coming out and doing that.
Tell her walk on the trail down there and see if there's anything on that.
They know. They said we're covered with invasive species over here, so they wanted to
Yeah.
come over and help us.
Well, when she was here before, and the other gal, I went up there, and I heard her spiel and everything, and it was good.
They've got some stuff called Tordon, that when you cut something, you put that on on where you cut it,
Mhm.
it will not grow back.
Yeah.
I use it all the time. And so if they're gonna start cutting things,
That's what they said.
are they gonna get that Tordon
Yeah,
and put it on?
that's what they said.
Okay,
Once it
good,
won't, they
good.
cut it, it won't come back. Nothing big, no saws, just hand tools, what they
Yeah, that's
can flip
perfect.
and remove. So
It's handy if you put that stuff in a spray bottle,
Yeah,
Oh,
spray it.
spray it? I never thought about that.
squirt it on the.
that's what she said they do. Yeah.
So,
Dawn Roberts. So I worked with her a few times with some things. They were recent plot purchasers. I brought some other issues they had with the dogs and things at the cemetery. But she had asked me about some plots that were purchased up there. Originally, it was in Charles Hardy's name. She said back in 91 they had got it transferred. I did not show that in my records. I'd been texting with her back and forth. I was going to bring this last month to the meeting to have you guys approve. I don't have the full bill of sale. I don't know. There's this handwritten note that says like who the power of attorney was for Charles Hardy at the time, and June kind of remembers doing it. So I think based on what she says, it's accurate. It's 6 plots, but I wanted you guys to be aware that I don't have like the full support of it. It mostly looks legit, but
They paid for them then?
Well, Charles Hardy, like some of his family was already buried on the Hardy plots, but there was like, well, it was,
Is that one where we're gonna bury somebody on top of somebody or something?
no,
No,
there's
no.
2 on lot 208 that the family had purchased like the whole lot that they didn't need, that they sold her, they said. And then there was 4 on plot 35, plots A, B, C, D in the Lar addition. So I noted as much as I could on a transfer deed, but I wanted to ask you guys to vote to accept what's submitted as this and give permission for Dawn Roberts to have these 6 plots transferred to her name, and I can update our records. She had like even like the death certificate for Barbara Hardy. I'm guessing that may have been Charles's wife.
Yeah.
But apparently when some of this was sold, they had passed already. And so their power of attorney was the one saying like nobody else was still here to use those and sold them to her. That she's wanting to have them for her kids. So she said they took care of all this back in 91, but she asked me when we'd done stuff with their husbands if I'd come out and show her the other plots they owned, but I couldn't find the record of it. So some of this she's texted to me, and June said she remembered that happening. So
they paid for them and all that, and we just gotta transfer.
it said it was, she
Yeah.
said it was already done back in 91, but I didn't have all the paperwork I needed to do it. So, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were okay with it. I don't see that there's an issue with it, but there should have been a transfer deed made up at the time.
It should have been.
She said something that said like the council had signed off then, that they were purchasing those plots, but they weren't really theirs to just purchase direct. It was transferred from another person who already had owned it. So with all that, I just wanted you guys to be aware of it, to vote on it. I think it's square. I made her a new transfer deed so that it's right. I can record it in the computer on our new system, so it's all right. But
Make a motion to accept the transfer of those 6
yeah,
graves to
Dawn
Dawn
Roberts. Yeah.
I'll second it.
So this is a transfer deed. This is our most updated rules and regulations. Once you guys sign that, I'll get that in the mail to her, so she's got a
Dawn
copy.
Roberts, that's Leon's wife, right?
Yep, so it is.
Is Leon buried up there?
Yeah.
Is he?
In that back corner.
Back home. Now,
North corner? back
but
there in
you
the
know, I don't know
back?
who the clerk treasurer was in 91. You know, I don't remember.
Probably Darlene.
Do you remember, Bob?
Darlene wouldn't be.
No. Well,
Darlene's pretty good on that stuff.
yeah, but who knows?
Okay.
We'll take care of it. Dawn had, she had talked to me, she said they chipped the corner of that concrete mowing. And I told her, I said, just get a hold of Hans and they'll probably come on and do it for free. Take care of it. So,
They did?
I don't know why, I assumed they did, I haven't been up there looking for again.
Again, we can't really discuss this, but this is the other application that I got yesterday, I guess it was, that I wanted you guys to see.
Who is this guy? Howie.
I'll tell you. He's all right.
Where's this guy from?
Here, he just lives up here by the park.
Where's he at?
We're up there in the park.
The old Parsons?
Mhm.
Oh, man, he-
Right up there with the sons.
Okay.
And I'm getting.
I'd say late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah. So,
That's his mama lives right here.
I was gonna ask you guys to vote on the budget hearing. So like I was saying earlier, I've got my first appointment with our DLGF rep. We're back with Tina Market this year at the end of this month. But I was gonna ask you guys, our August meeting is the 11th. Or actually it's the 14th. And then our September meeting is the 11th, both at 6. I was gonna ask if we could do our budget hearing at 5:30 for both of those meetings, so that I'll have to announce it, but that way we don't have to have another day. Can you guys vote that, and then I'll let the
Yeah.
paper know?
What's the dates again?
August 14th at 5:30, and then September 11th.
Okay, make a motion that August 14th, start a executive meeting at
Not
5:30.
executive,
Budget hearing,
Budget hearing.
budget hearing,
And September
11.
11,
11th,
5:30, budget.
5:30. Yep.
That's your motion.
So that's my motion.
I'll say it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
We, I think Gateway's now open to put stuff in.
Mhm.
I think they opened that the other day. I don't remember what it was.
I've started on some of it, but not as, there's a lot, so.
Yeah, that's right.
So community crossings grant. The gal that's been helping us at the local office, Sean Benner, I think took a different department position in a department down there. So she had let us know that this past week. She also had said that I had to send like 4 or 5 more documents to help with that, for the community crossings. And I got all that sent in like a couple weeks ago, and they were supposed to be sending us the funds into our account, which I hadn't thought about all that part of it yet. And so I was just asking her the process of that. And she said basically whatever we had on before, they would wire it. But that is actually one of the accounts that was one of those other ones that had a bank account that was all messed up.
Yeah.
So that we've shut down.
So,
She's supposed to be sending me a new vendor form so I can give it to her for our general bank account. And sometimes there's things with some of the state and local grants that you have to have its own bank account. Sometimes you just have to have a separate fund within, like our general fund, or create a whole fund by itself.
right.
I talked to State Board of Accounts and the public access counselor. I talked to Autumn Sun, just making sure all this was square. Basically, there's like a Indiana code that we have to call it a certain thing and assess it a certain way. To do that, I have to create an ordinance that you guys have created a new fund because it hadn't came in yet. I just learned a lot of this yesterday, so I didn't bring it tonight. But I will get you guys an ordinance that we are creating a new fund. It's like local bridge and road matching grants, what it's supposed to be called. And then also giving the NDOT gals the information we need to get that put into our general fund account, or general bank account at First Financial. Part of that I had questioned was like paying it. So their 75% is what they, give of that total, and then our 25 match. I had asked about the MBHR because I'd previously been told like we could use part of our MBH restricted and then part of our MBH. Like every month when we get that money from the state, we have to split it into 2 funds. There's about 13,000 or so in each of those right now. Our matching portion for this grant was like 6,900. So it made sense to me that we would take like 75% of the restricted, because that's a lot harder to use for anything we would need it for, and it's applicable for this grant. So I wanted you guys to make a motion that like once I have this fund set up, I'm going to bring you a transfer resolution, but that you guys would go ahead and pre-approve this so I can draft it. I would like to recommend taking 75% from NBHR, 25% from MBH, and I've got the numbers broke down here. It's like 5,200 and 1,700, but basically like our total for this grant was going to be 6,900, right at 7,000. NDOT's covering us at $20,900. They'll put that money in our account anytime, and then we'll have to transfer our portion over. But I just wanted to make sure you guys didn't, because you can also use local road and street, which we don't get as much of that every month. I think our MBH money runs like $700-800 a month, and we split it in 2 places. LRS money is like a couple hundred, 200 or 300. So like Barb's saying, we can use that money for that. So it made sense just to try to use some of our restricted, like 13, 14,000 in each. So are you guys okay with me drafting 75, 25?
Yeah, I make a motion that we draft 75% out of our reserved, whatever, MLB or whatever.
MVH, the motor vehicle highway is what it is, yeah.
And 25% out of the.
Just MVH. One's restricted and one's not. They're the same. Both are motor vehicle highway.
Yep.
So then at the next meeting, I will have an ordinance for you guys that we've created a new fund and a transfer resolution for that. And because we didn't have that in our budget set last year, we wouldn't have known what that's going to be. We also have to set an additional appropriation to have that.
Yep.
So I'll have all that ready next time.
I'll second it.
Okay,
All in favor?
Aye.
that's all I got.
Okay. John? What do you got?
Oh, man. Our river grant stuff. Brittany, I know you sent the paperwork up there to them,
Yes,
but they got a form that we have to fill out for each one of our invoices and send it up there. And so I would like to have that file that you got and get on a computer and start filling those things out. Because
So-
we need to get that $90,000.
just so you know, those, I knew you had said they never got it. I sent that with a tracking number and it was
They've
delivered.
got it twice.
They got
And
that.
then Nathaniel said they got all that. And I also, because it'd been shuffled so much and saying who got what, I sent an email. I went ahead and scanned all that in. And I sent that in an email
On the
to,
form that they had for us to,
with all that, because Nathaniel never said for sure what was covered and not. So that's what I said, like, once you guys tell me, I can do these billing submittals. But basically, he said they had everything they needed from me at that point, that they were still just, they would get back in touch when they were ready. So I've never heard anything else. But that whole big packet that I had, I emailed it to DNR, I emailed it to Chris Job, and I emailed it to each of you 3 council members. So everyone has,
Yeah,
it's like this thick. Everybody has
the
it.
invoices of all the things that we've
Yeah.
spent.
I mailed them hard copies, and he did say they were tracked to their office. He did say they had those. But then also there was an email file for all that I scanned into the computer, and it went to DNR, to Nathaniel, it went to Chris Job, and it went to you
Yeah.
and Barb.
So we've got all the invoices. All we gotta do is
Everything
go
that
into that,
might be that, yeah, that's what I said, and I let
into
him,
those forms.
I said, if you need me to fill out grant bill forms or anything, and he said, we received it, we'll be in touch if we need anything, and that's like all they keep telling me.
So we can dredge up all that, we can dredge up that info and then maybe start filling that stuff out.
well,
That's the contract for till the end of,
well, that's purchase order, is what that is, but
Well, this was made to Merom Clerk Treasurer. What's 9700 South 3rd Street? Where did this go?
I don't know. It was in my email, but I don't know where 9700 South Third Street is.
So if it was mailed, it didn't even come here.
It wasn't mailed.
And it says
was emailed.
PO Box 165. I haven't got anything from DNR.
Yeah, so,
that's what we've got right there. And that's a contract that will end.
This came from who? From DNR?
yeah,
Okay. I mean, I can reach out to Nathaniel again. I've told him several times, like
See
whatever
what
I
he-
can do to help.
yeah, see what it
I've
says.
sent the hard packet. I've sent the digital file. I don't know what else they're wanting from me. They haven't said. So
I think there's a form on the computer that they want you to fill out for those invoices.
did they ever re-sign the grant agreement?
I think that's
Yeah,
the re-sign the grant agreement right there.
now, on the front of this, that street 900, okay. Our EIN number, there's a form that we need to get grants for the town. It's a 107 something,
Mm-hmm.
but a couple of years, all 3 or 4 years
I have
ago-
our EIN number.
I know, but you gotta have this form 107. But the IRS has to match our address with that EIN number. Now, this 900 they got here might be the address that the IRS has on file, because they don't have this address. So I don't know.
That might be, and that's what we've been missing on
Yeah.
some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's a form 107. You remember what that was, Bob?
You're talking about the 501c3?
No.
No,
It's a form, it's when you find, you've got, the MIA's got one. It's a 107 form where you file grants.
This is really confusing because this says shipped to Indiana Department of Natural Resources, bill to Indiana Department Natural Resources, but it says the supplier is Merom Clerk Treasurer. I didn't supply this. I don't know where this came
Yeah.
from.
That's all I got in an email.
From who?
I don't know who it came from.
from, I figure,
I figured it come from DNR.
Well, this is being shipped and billed to them, and it
So-
says that I supplied it, and I didn't
You
supply
didn't
this.
supply that.
I've never seen this
No.
before tonight.
And
that's
so-
the agreement that we get to go until December, till the end of the year.
Authorized signature Sheila Griffin. Who is that? Do you know any
I
of
don't
this?
know.
I've never seen this, and it says I supplied it, so that's kind of scary
Mhm.
because I didn't do this. So
But-
I've sent them the packet information you said, and Nathaniel
that's-
did confirm he
yeah,
has it.
And that's what, I think that's what that is adding to our extension.
Did Chris send this to you guys? Because
No,
this says
no.
notices shall be sent to DNR. This didn't come from DNR. So I don't know who,
I got it in an email,
and Doug signed it.
and this was when the extension.
That's the extension.
Greg Sorrell stated 6/3 signed it. It says intern deputy director.
Yeah, that is.
Did you talk to somebody else up there besides Nathaniel?
I didn't.
I
But
think
you don't
that's
know
all
who
Nathaniel's.
originally
I don't
emailed
know.
this because it says it goes to them, not from them.
But it was on my email and I printed it.
Okay.
And-
I'm gonna reach back out to them. I don't mind to scan all this
Yeah.
in and ask because it says I supplied it, but I did
Yeah.
not, I didn't supply this and it's supposed to go to them. So I'm really confused where this came from and who,
So,
I would like to be able to try to get this money sent to us in August and see where we stand on where we're at money-wise and what we're out and what else we have that we can spend and get that done before the end of the year.
yeah, it'd be nice to get it back because it's not a lot, but I mean,
Yeah.
every month we were getting about $500 or better from Trust
I know.
Indiana and that's
Yeah.
half of that since we
I know.
took that money out. So
and that's,
Could you, Doug, can you look on your email and see where that came from?
let me see, I won't see if I can find it now.
yeah, I definitely didn't supply it from 9700 South 3rd Street.
Is there even a 97?
Well, that's what.
I don't see any
I'm wondering.
emails at the bottom of this. It looks printed from an email, but I don't
Yeah,
see who it's
I've
attached
printed it.
from. I don't mind to help them do and fill out anything else they need from me, but they said they had everything they needed from me
I
at this
thought that
time.
they had that stuff that you sent them, but I don't think that you've used the right paperwork for the invoices.
Okay.
You guys don't know who this Greg Sorrells is of the DNR?
I
Because
have
that's
no
not a name
idea.
that I've heard.
I don't know any of those things on there. I just figured it was the big wigs filling it out so that they could, extend the grant.
That's what
And those were the people they had to have sign off on it. But if we don't get it done, we're gonna be out that money, and gosh dang,
Yeah, here it is.
that's way too much money.
It's coming up from
And-
Nicholas Ramsey.
He attached it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I see that?
No.
I wonder if he's got like a DNR web
No.
address.
I don't know.
Yeah, it says NR Ramsey
Mhm.
at dnr.in.gov. I can ask about it. I don't know. Maybe Nathaniel's not there anymore. Maybe this is a new person. I don't know. But they've not updated me with anything. I check in about every month with them. So
And then, let me see. I've got it. I've got 3 of them from him. They're all the same, so. But,
just to DocuSign this.
Signed by the
Yeah.
same people.
yeah, Nicholas Ramsey. So
Okay.
maybe you can reach out to him and see what we can get,
Okay.
so.
I think it's the forms.
I've
Yep.
seen those sheets and that's what I've got those. And I told them I could fill out and send anything else they need. And they said right now they had what they needed and they would be in touch. So that's the
Yeah, you
response
got
I've gotten
that.
every time.
Yeah, you got them sheets where you put in like.
The grant
you did
bill form.
The grant bill
Mhm.
form, yeah.
So we got all those invoices and all that. We just gotta find them.
No.
No,
they're
they're sent. The hard packet, it was this thick. I mailed it, tracked it, they got it, they
They were-
confirmed they got it. And I scanned all that in and you guys all have that in your emails in an email
Yeah,
file.
They sent that, we sent that twice.
The end of the year. I
And
sent it
then
in the
was it the
fall.
right form? I mean,
Yeah.
was it what they wanted?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was it. So I don't know what they're doing. So, maybe you can reach out to this Ramsey guy. and
I'll
see
call
what-
and see who we're supposed to There was like another lady in the office that was like Nathaniel that I had talked to a couple
Yeah.
times. It was like they were both the grant people, but nobody had any new information from me, so. Sure, I'll look at it, see what I
Call
can
this
figure
guy
out.
and see, I
Now, of
don't
course,
know.
we should get, way I read it, what, 145,000?
I think so.
Yeah.
I had all that total,
Yeah, and I thought
so
that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was like-
what we spent, I found what we
145,000.
spent, what I thought was spent, because a lot of, I mean, it was all mostly before my time in office, besides what went for Mike Fry and VR Graphics for the sign, so.
Okay, that's all I had was that we just need to maybe get in touch with the DNR, see what forms we're missing to get that money back.
Have you talked to Chris anymore? Has he
I
helped do
talked to
anything?
Chris and he said they got that stuff, but we don't have the right, we don't have the right form to put those numbers in.
Okay. I'll find out, I'll see
I
what I
don't
can
know
find out.
what, I don't know. Unless it be those bill form.
Did you hear anything from Modisett? Because I know one time they said that the DNR lawyer had to talk to our lawyer, but I haven't heard anything more with that either. I know that was part of the bill a while back. Okay,
Okay, we'll try to find out because I want to try to get, man, 6 years is too long. I'm ready to get the heck out of here with that. Get the money back. I mean, we spent a ton of money on it. And we ought to get all of it back, but I think 20%.
Well, according to that, we should get 145,000.
Yeah, that's what
but I don't even know where this came from because it says we
Yeah.
supplied it and I did not
We didn't
supply
supply
this.
that.
So
I don't
I don't know about that.
I don't know if,
We'll try to see if
I
you
don't know if
can
they took
speed up
that
the process.
off of what we had sent in 2 packets. And email,
I
I don't know.
The problem, I mean, it says it was supplied by Merom Clerk Treasurer from the 9700 South 3rd Street with our PO box on here.
Yeah, we
But
were
I didn't
hanging
put
on our
any of this
address.
together.
Well,
so-
maybe that's what you sent that stuff up to him. Maybe that's acknowledging
But that's
that.
none of this.
So I don't know.
That bothers me because some of that stuff had June's name still attached to it and like she'd signed it fresh and she hadn't before. So I don't know who stuck my name on this, but I didn't
I don't
do
either.
this. So
Well-
that bothers me. But I'll look at it.
Okay.
Because we need to get the money back and we're getting down to crunch time. And if we have some extra money, I'd like to finish out that trail that we've got up on by the bluff. I'd like to get this thing done because we won't get any more money after December. And right now it's July.
Yeah,
The
it'd
way
be nice
things
to
go,
have it
man,
done.
it takes
that's for
forever to
sure.
get anything done.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's all I had. Oh, no, it didn't either. No, it didn't either. We got Terrence here. Terrence is opening up the restrooms and shutting down morning and night. I'd like to give him what was it, an hour a day, half hour a day? And pay him for doing that service for us.
We have to hire him as an employee and do all the
Can we do
things.
that?
I mean, you guys would have to interview him. He'd have to fill out the application. All the paperwork has to match. Doug could sit down with him. I mean, he's the employee.
Yeah.
You guys decided. But again, that's kind of if you guys will call an executive session, you can discuss employee and hiring Terrence, and it has to be direct deposited. That's how pay goes here. Like, I don't know if any of that's an issue, but we definitely, if you guys were okay, I could help with the paperwork part that we need, but there's a whole formality of hiring you as a municipal employee that we have to do. We can't,
Private contractor.
Do we do a private contract?
I mean, he would have to have insurance and all that kind of stuff. We have to send all that in with W-9s at the end of the year and all the things, so that might be harder because he'd have to have it.
Well, I'd just like to get him paid for doing all this because he's been doing it since we've had the restrooms open. And we need to get him up there, if we can, cleaning. If he's opening them up and shutting them, he go.
We
Clean
have
them.
that part-time
also-
labor position. If that is
Yeah.
something that he's able to accept, then we could, again, discuss it at an executive session, but
Yeah. You've got a bank account where checks go in, don't you? That's a problem.
You got like I don't know, some kind of account that you can just stick money in? Is there an account that you can stick money in for them?
He can make an account.
Yeah, you can open an account at bank.
You can open an account for $5.
Yeah.
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 Terrence, could you go to the bank and open up an account after we hire you?
Bill, I can go do that. The only thing is told me that I owe the bank some money.
Yep. What if you go to a different bank?
Well, it doesn't matter.
I don't know, I haven't tried.
We're live streaming and we could get in trouble for discussing
I
some
know.
of
As
this.
long as you're paying.
We can't, hey, we can't,
They won't give you a bank account. until I
we can't,
pay.
we can't discuss this only in an executive session.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't. We'll have-
Well, when we have executive session with these guys, we have
Yeah,
executive
we
session
can-
with Terrence. Let's get it going.
Well, we'll have an executive session and then we'll get with Terrence. But Terrence needs to fill out an application.
I filled one out. Clear back.
I've got it. When you said
You got
before,
it.
I still have yours.
Okay,
Okay.
If all that's
Okay.
the same, you can look it over, but I have what you gave us before.
I filled one out when Crystal quit.
okay. When we have an executive session, hopefully next week, we'll discuss this and go from
Terrence,
there.
I mean, on that job, we'd like for you to open and shut them.
We'll have to discuss this as executive session.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah, but.
Okay, that's all I got.
Okay. County said they would put this pipe in for us down here from Barb's Alley on out to the corner of Fifth and Market. County's gonna take care of that. We buy the pipe. So, only thing we gotta do is measure it. And I assume we want wholesale drainage to deliver the pipe. So. But Will's supposed to call me tomorrow. Brad Ford's
We'll put it
superintendent.
in.
The county
They'll
will
put
put
it
it in, no charge, they're gonna take care of us.
Okay.
So,
Good.
Will they just bill us then? Or do we have like a thing
Wholesale
with them?
drainage?
Yeah.
yeah.
We'd have to pay it up front, or do they just
No,
send a bill?
they'll send it. But we gotta measure it first.
Okay.
And so, but, I wasn't, Barb's gonna be gone till Sunday, and it'll be probably the end of the month before the county does it anyway.
I haven't done any business since I've been in office with them, so they'll probably need it for our tax form and stuff. So if you guys happen
Probably.
to do anything, if you'd let them know we're exempt, and then
Yeah, I
they'll just
will.
email me,
And
I'll
then I'll
get them
just
the
tell them to
information.
email you, and you'll email them, it's ST-105, I think is what it
Yeah,
is.
I've got those
So,
ready for
you got it.
vendors, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Bob, what you got?
Well, I'm not on the park committee, but, and Merom Improvement Association doesn't have anything other than we need to reserve for August the 16th.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be the
Shelter
house and the
Cook shack.
shack.
Yeah.
And we can do that. And we'll have insurance for that 1 day deal that we're turning. But every time we put these flags up, I drive around the next day and those cheap things have hanging down, or they haven't been in the ditch or whatever. So I went up to Thompson and they're making the ones like on the bluff, but they'll have screw holes in them that won't be wrapped around. I'd like for the town to pay for those. It's gonna be somewhere around $230, and Randy and I are gonna weld them together. There'll be two pieces, and there'll be 45 of them.
And those are for what, Bob?
Like brackets for the flags.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
brackets for the flags?
Yeah.
Oh, man, no kidding. We
the
need,
kind that.
probably need about 6 flags too.
Now, I haven't talked to Thompson about how to pay for it. If town wouldn't do it, I'd pay for it myself, but, I think he'll let me bring a bill to you.
He can just pay, if he'll just mail me to the town of Merom, I can give you that, I mean, you may have it, but that email or send the bill, if they would approve that spending, they can vote, and then he can send me the bill and I can get him paid.
So he can email that bill to you.
He can email it to that town of Merom at Joink is their town email, or he can just mail it to our PO box, whichever's easier for him,
Okay.
as long as you guys vote that you're okay with that.
Vote to approve, and they can get paid like now, or,
As soon as I get the invoice, I kick that stuff out pretty quick normally.
okay.
I'll make a motion, we spend $245 on new flag holders.
Yeah, and I'm not sure on that price.
That's right, we'll say,
230 to 250 is what the guy told me. And he's cutting everything, drilling the holes, and all we have to do is weld the boulder onto it, and Randy said he can do that, I can weld a little bit, but Randy's probably better than I am, so he'll probably do the weld.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we get new,
Flag over.
side holders, flag holders for the town at the price of $230 to $250.
I think it can come from like park and
yeah,
recreation
I'll do it
money,
too.
so.
Yeah.
Without having that in
I'll
front of me.
second it.
Okay,
All in favor?
all right. I guess I got one other thing, campsites. Are we gonna let people in?
We were supposed to have a meeting and then we didn't have meetings, but we don't even have a superintendent. Nobody else to help do anything right now, so our park
Well,
committee's not even here.
I'd like to open them up.
Have you had applications for superintendent?
Yeah.
That's what we've got a
Yeah,
few we
two.
need to discuss.
We're gonna, I think we'll have an executive session next week.
Well, so wait till after the executive session
Yep.
and then open them up, see if we can.
We have a superintendent and then I think
Yeah,
we need
we
to
have.
reset a meeting with the park committee because we
Yep.
were supposed to have a Zoom with Camp Spot. So whoever was gonna help man it knew how to use that system. Mostly people can go online and do it, but like I've said, I can't manage the whole campground too. I can help with the money side and help them get started, but I just can't run the
That's all
whole
we need,
campground,
right
so.
there.
But we just don't have a person that can do that right now, so if the
Well-
superintendent could help do that, that's gonna be part of the
And the community
responsibility.
can help. I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff. Bob helps a lot of stuff. We can kind of manage that. I mean, all we need is a couple trash cans, maybe. We could even pull that big trash can that we got by the shelter house over there and everybody could dump stuff in that. Or we could get just a couple, a trash can for 2 campsites. Or one trash can for 3 campsites and be
I
done
think
with
they
that.
should know that they just have to carry it to the
Yeah.
dumpster. When you go stay at the state park or Turkey
Yeah.
Run
Yeah.
or whatever,
They're on
you
the-
carry it to the
Everybody knows
Their
dumpster.
responsibility.
One thing that's gonna happen up there is where all that big pile of stuff is, if we set fire to that, it's gonna kill that tree.
I know it,
So we're
man.
gonna have to,
Do
and I'm
something.
using my, is that on top of the
A
stump?
stump.
Yeah,
And I was thinking maybe burn it after the leaves go.
it's still
Still
killing
gonna
that tree,
kill that tree.
and you don't wanna kill that tree.
No.
I don't give a shit.
But we can, well, if you kill it, it'll be.
I know, then we gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
But.
I put some more sticks on there yesterday too.
We can move that, but bring a trailer up there. Couple of guys, get a bunch of gaggers up there to throw sticks on
I know,
it.
I know.
Jackie, what have you got?
Well, I was wondering about that house across the street from us on Fourth Street, that's,
Mhm.
if there's anything we could do about that. Jerry did find at the courthouse, it's owned by Pandemic Proof Virtual Assistance
Out of New York.
out of New York.
Yeah.
I'll give you this though.
Yeah, Jerry and I talked about it over at the courthouse.
Yeah, 'cause it's,
What, Fourth Street, what is it? Where is
It's
it?
the one where Mike Weibel used to live.
No, not where Mike lives, south of there. Where the house
Yeah.
that George Clooney built years
Oh,
ago.
the house that George Clooney built.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
because it's, I mean, there's gonna be,
that's a mess. I know.
What's your
I
last
got
name?
one
I'm
over there
sorry.
mowing.
oh my, MIC.
Okay,
Jackie knows.
The Browns, Stanley Brown used to own that.
Let me look into this, see what I can get done.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know Jerry, he went up to the recorder's office, found out who owned it and everything. Him and I've been talking about it, and I said, see what you can find.
Is it falling down?
Yeah, the roof's,
Oh, it's gonna fall.
Yes.
the roof's gone.
And Jerry will buy it
Mhm.
if, we find out who owns it and the price is right. But it's all grown up with weeds,
Yeah.
roof's falling in.
Last year, there was a few guys that were roofing,
Yeah.
but then they stopped.
They
and
stopped on it.
Nothing's been done
what is
since.
that address though?
Is it, it should be on there.
It's on here.
Do you have it on the GIS?
My-
749, is it?
Okay.
But, yeah, I will.
You and Jerry are living in Sparks' old
Yes.
house, right?
Phyllis
And
is-
his, Jerry's daughter's living in his old place.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. That's what I thought.
So, yeah, I will,
And Doug, before you leave, put MIA on there for the
okay,
shelter house.
okay. The
I
16th?
wrote Kennedy on there, but that's what they said she could use, come up from 9 to 11. I don't know if you were in here from then.
Yeah.
What time are you guys doing that day? So I
Well,
know
we'll
people
probably
ask.
be cooking
Six,
chicken by- We'll be cooking chicken by then, so that won't interfere with.
No, we'll be setting stuff up. And I'm gonna call, what's the name for the prisoners and see, because we'll have to take those tables out, you think, and put the benches in, or do you want to, I mean, this is mere improvement stuff, but.
All we're gonna do is charge for the chicken. I mean, we're not.
Right, but are we gonna take the tables out of that shelter house and put the benches in? Or are we
It
gonna,
depends on if we can get entertainment.
I thought we had the entertainment with,
Well, nobody, I don't know who's talking to.
well, I thought we had, the guys from Carlisle.
I don't know if anybody's talked to them.
I thought Beth had it. I thought she had told us.
No.
That's who it was. Okay, I'll find out. But if we're gonna get all those benches and everything out,
Need the prisoners.
I need
Yeah.
help. No. Okay,
Okay,
Thanks for
enough.
the, flag holder.
okay, Bob,
anything else?
that's it.
Bob, do you need that email? Do you need the email before you go?
Yeah.
And,
And they can just email you that invoice.
Yeah, or they can mail it, whatever's easier.
They're
And then
done.
if they,
They're actually done already, so I'll
Okay.
pick them up sometime.
and if they would email me,
Terrence,
then
you got
I can
anything
also tell them, get a copy of our tax ID
You
so
got
they can
anything
make
else?
us exempt.
You got anything
You
else?
wanna say anything?
Okay. We're gonna have executives.
Okay.
You all right, Jackie?
Jackie, on that 16th, when we do that little Mishawaka and open up the cook shack, would you help us out with that?
Definitely, just let me
Okay,
know. I'll be there.
Okay, good.
Terrence?
Bob, thanks.
And then,
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
second,
All those in
all in
favor? say
favor?
aye.
I'll see what we got, I'll see what I can find out about this, Jackie.
Huh?
I'll see what we can find out about this.
Okay.